We are in the Sandpoint Way area, just across from Magnuson Park and the big soccer club out there. This is the Burke-Gilman Trail. So you can see down there, it's like a bicycle trail with people running and walking and that type of thing. And then as we get up here into the hills, it's a dead end. So, but $1 million view type homes of over there, which is Lake Washington. So this neighborhood is pretty close to the University of Washington. It's pretty close to Children's Hospital. It's close to Windermere, which is close to Laurelhurst. So these are some luxury type neighborhoods. And I just wanted you to kind of get a feel for what it was like in this area. So again, here's the other direction on the trail. This Burke-Gilman Trail goes all around the lake, or mostly around the north end of the lake. Then we have a tennis club here. This is View Ridge Swim and Tennis Club. There's the view, we just kind of missed it, but water there. And then we're turning north. So you can see over here, this is like a public park and they have some private events. There's an indoor soccer facility here. It's also the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. They used to be a naval base, I think. So you can see how close we are to Lake Washington. There's sailboats and everything there. And then there's a sign for Magnuson Park. It's a pretty big park. You can go down to the beach and swim. They have a nice off-leash dog area that's big and allows the dogs to swim in the water, which is fun. There's a bus going to the U District, which is south of us, which is behind us. And then you see these water view properties here. Now this road is only 25 miles per hour, but it's also the main drag through this area. So it's kind of a speed trap. I thought someone might have flashed their headlights at me, but it also might have just been bouncing on the road and feeling that feeling. This is Inverness up there, which is a nice luxury home type of neighborhood. We'll see if we can hit another neighborhood up to the left and kind of give you an idea for living here. We are in the city of Seattle. We're just a little north of the 520 bridge. We're by Matthews Beach. That looks like a dead end. Matthews Beach goes along the Burke-Gilman Trail as well. And you can see the homes aren't amazing. They're not spectacular, especially here down on the main drag. But this is a very nice area to live in. And the homes are relatively expensive. Because we're so far over by the lake, we're avoiding a lot of the homeless problems and drugs and vagrants and things like that. There is bus access, but we're also pretty far from the freeway. So this is not the most convenient location to get into downtown Seattle from. So we have just kind of a trade-off. This would be the premium location for getting into work at the U or other places that are a little bit north and a little bit east of Seattle. Oh, excuse me. It's 2:45 in the afternoon. It's September. It's 66 degrees. And I've been out all day looking at new construction condominiums with a new client who just moved here about a month ago. And she's lived here before, so she's back and she's ready to buy something, which is very exciting. But I haven't eaten any food. Usually I like to stop and get you guys some coffee, get you some bagels, some snacks, bring some snacks in the car, keep everybody fed and happy, right? But today we didn't have a chance to do that. So I'm ready to go home and refuel. I love that craftsman style door on that house right there. Nice houses with a view of the water on that side. But there's cars behind me, there's bus behind me. But I am speeding. I'm going above 35 miles per hour and it's 25, so I need to get it under control. Simple homes, older homes in this area on the main street. Now we're at 110th, which is like the cross street for Northgate Mall. So we'll head this way and go a little bit more toward I-5. Which way are we going? West. We're going west toward I-5. And you can see some of the neighborhoods here as we get a little bit closer to the freeway. And think about, you know, if you were commuting, what would you see? I'm going to zoom out. What would you see your commute looking like and stuff like that? If you were living here, how would you feel about that? I mean, it's got a lot of trees. It's got a lot of hills, new construction going in back that way. It's got sidewalks, which are nice. One of the main complaints, or the things I don't like, is just that people's yards aren't super nice, and there's not really anything we can do about that. Each yard is its own domain. Like, just older houses that aren't kept up are strikingly different and not as nice than older houses that are kept up. And so some of these people just don't have money to keep it up and make it nice, or time. Some newer townhouse style buildings. Here's the high school. This is 35th, so 35th is a main north-south street, kind of Wedgwood type of area. And here's the high school. I believe this is, what I'm blanking on the name of it. We'll see it in a second. I'm not old and blanking on things. Come on now. Nathan Hale. Okay, got it. Nathan Hale. So we had a couple of friends whose kids went here. It seemed like mixed reviews, generally okay, but not great results, is my sense. Home of the Raiders, lots of parking. You can see all the buildings. And then up ahead of us is Lake City Way, which is a not very nice thoroughfare. It does have a Chipotle, which we used to go to all the time, and there were enough homeless people and other weird people kind of out and about with baseball bats and bags of things looking schlumpy that we just sort of would always be like, kids, let's hold hands while we go to the Chipotle, even though it's like, what, my kids are 15 and 11 at the time or something like that. But yeah, you just want them to stay with you and not go off. I don't know. I'm probably now that I think about it, maybe they were younger, like 10 and 14. They're only two. Anyway, they're 16 and 13 now. And I think it was about 2 years ago. So, I do feel like maybe that was a little bit much, but at the same time, they're wandering through the parking lot, not having situational awareness that brings us a little closer to the people that I'm not trying to get closer to. So they do have one of those mini house developments on Lake City Way that's kind of a domestic violence shelter and that type of thing, interim housing for people that might otherwise be homeless. So there are a few things that are like not bringing luxury elements to the table. There have been some big homeless encampments on Lake City Way in the past. So it's not as bad as Aurora for prostitution. I actually don't see prostitution there, but it's like a lot of car dealerships, certain number of closed businesses that are out of business, and maybe we'll come up and see it in a bit. But these are pretty good houses, kind of getting that urban. This is like a million plus new construction house here, but location wise, where is it? It's in the back of the Mini Cooper dealership. And it's a block off of Lake City Way. So this is Lake City Way that I was complaining about before. so you'll get a chance to see it. Lots of car dealerships, Taco Time under new management, some sort of flooring place that's gone out of business there. It's all vandalized. It's got the razor wire. There's the Wendy's. That place on the corner on the left used to be a Denny's, and then it used to be a Starbucks, and now it looks like it's gone out of business again, all closed up. More car dealerships there. An empty out of business car dealership here. Graffiti and vandalism there. So, not the best. Not the best. They have been trying to, there's a Dick's Hamburgers. That might be the original one, I'm not sure. That place on the corner used to be a Taco Del Mar. Now it looks closed. So what do we have here? This is a shot on film photography place with gates in front of the glass. There's a nail spa, crew cuts, some sort of cafe, a massage place. So there are a lot of mom and pops here that have some limited degree of success and longevity, a certain amount of crime. What I was going to say was that they have been trying to do more residential and bring foot traffic to these shops. Historically, I think they've been supported by a driving business because there hasn't been a lot of residential stuff here, but it seems like it's more kind of a shady hangout spot. Taiwan, been there. And then this sort of monument right here is where the homeless encampment was. And you can see there are some people hanging out there now. There's some graffiti and vandalism. There's a public health dental clinic there. This over here used to be a restaurant that I would go to with my grandparents called Claire's Pantry, but that's gone. Back behind here is a Mexican restaurant that we like to go to called Jalisco, but they've raised their prices a lot and I don't love the location. Like, I always feel a little bit like, don't leave anything in the car, guys. Don't leave anything visible. Like, there could be a smash and grab type of thing. That business on that corner was a Walgreens. It looks like, I can't tell if it's in business or not. Their sign is off. Their little reader sign, it has nut or something written on it. So that one may have been decommissioned. And then over there's Papa John's, which is great. We love. And this is residential on top. I think this might be a senior housing residential place, or it was at one point. Now it says City North Apartment Homes. There's a Thai place. Over here is a Panda Express, a T-Mobile. Like, there's a number of interesting places, but overall the vibe is just not great. The grocery outlet Bargain Market right there is where we would park when we would go to the Chipotle. The Chipotle is right there coming up. Here's the Indian food cuisine and like an XXX, what is it? A porn video viewing and inappropriate items store of some kind. I don't know. There used to be a lot of pawn shops here. I've seen some of those go out of business. Here's a Fred Meyer. My cousin Peter used to work at this Fred Meyer when he was in high school, so 20 years ago. This was one of the first Fred Meyers that I knew about where they had security guards at the door, like checking your bags and trying to make sure that people weren't shoplifting. A doggy daycare place that's gone out of business. Mom and Pop used to be a franchise food place, and now it's a Mom and Pop Mexican. Here's the Toyota dealership. That kind of reminds me of the Schnitzelbank building, that sort of German Bavarian style with the wood trim there. Here's the bus parking lot. So this is where the school buses go at night. If you never knew where they were, that's where they are. Oh, this is the adult living place, Victoria Park here. You see lots of people, or you see lots of bus routes, lots of apartment buildings. lots of places that look kind of sketchy. Vacant lot there. Like I don't know. I grew up going down the street every day to get to church. Not every day, every week. And I feel fine driving down it, but I don't know if I would want to like walk down it at night. There was a tire store around here that burned down at one point, like a year or so ago. This Walgreens on the corner looks like they've removed their sign and gone out of business. So it's just unfortunate. There's Zell Steffen's Heaven Sent Fried Chicken. My sister told me he owned another chicken store, and then he got bought out and forced out. There's a Starbucks. And then, so he was like, I'll just make another new chicken store, and that's the new brand. Is Zell's chicken a thing? I don't know. You guys, I don't eat fried chicken. But if you do and you've heard of Zell's or something similar, if you could let me know. I kind of like these whole corporate espionage, small-time guy trying to make his business work. The new Colonel Sanders here. Love to try to remember the details of that a little bit better. Here's a funeral home. Here's auto detailing, vape, their green one, Mr. Green's cannabis store. If you're in Washington and you don't know, like, marijuana is legal here. And the code for a marijuana shop is to paint the building, or as much of it as possible, green, ideally like a bright fluorescent green. So if you see something that looks appealing, they also have sometimes like cartoonish, I don't know, like I'm high enjoying cartoons type of mushroom art and Bigfoots and different type of graffiti or street art, like that's a thing. So be on lookout for those, either to hit or avoid. Oops, let's focus on the road. So over here, we're gonna go up into Sheridan Heights. This is another neighborhood that I really like. It's more in Lake Forest Park. The Lake Forest Park Town Center is just around the corner up ahead. And then over to the right is Lake Washington, and this is where the Sheridan Beach neighborhood is. So there's Sheridan Heights, which is on the hill, and there's Sheridan Beach, looking over the beach, and you have more like lake access there. But these are both HOA communities, although you wouldn't be able to tell necessarily, like there's no gate or anything, but overall they have like a little bit nicer yards, sidewalks. This is like the way that we would get to church, so we would always, excuse me, we'd always drive through this neighborhood. And yeah, this is where we kind of got to see where the nice kids on our school bus route lived. Like this was the fancy part of town, and I would always say, oh, their yards look so pretty. I think they're just a little more spaced out. There's not like garbage and trash cans out. They do a good job with the landscaping. Look at that yard. Like, ooh, lots of flowers there. The little grass in front. I don't know what their rules are or their secrets or anything, but I do like driving home this way. So anyway, this video is getting kind of long, so I just wanted to show you Sheridan Heights. So we started out at kind of the Sand Point area. We went down Lake City Way for a while, and now we're in Sheridan Heights. We're coming up on Brookside. Look at this big pile of wood chips. I just got a pile of wood chips too after waiting for like 2 years, I think. There's a chip, it's called Chip Drop. It's a website where you can like crowdsource, or I don't know what the right word would be, but if you want chips, you say you want chips. If you have chips, like you're an arborist, which you can look at our trees. There are a lot of arborists here cutting trees and making chips. What you do is when your truck is full, you go on there and you say, what's a house near me? Who wants chips? and then you just dump a giant pile of chips in their yard. The only disadvantage of the homeowner is you have a random, somewhat unexpected pile of chips, and now your weekend is full taking care of these. Okay, so this is Brookside Elementary School. It looks like they're getting ready to dismiss. Maybe it's half-day kindergarten or something. You have to go really slowly because they have all of these cameras around here. And they used to say, like they used to only do the cameras during school hours. Like, oh, it's when school children are present, go slowly or we'll take your picture and send you a ticket in the mail. Then they found out that there was this Washington state law for racing, like street racing. And if you had an area that was for street racing, you could use cameras 24 hours a day to catch street racers. So they put up all of these. There's one that says school walk zone. They used to all say street racing zone, and the neighbors were mad because like that's not good for your property value when you tell everyone like your street is a car racing zone. So now they've changed it and they made a new rule that was like it's a walk to school zone, and so we can still use our cameras. The city got what they wanted, which was more opportunities to use their cameras to give you tickets, because that's a big money maker for them. And then there's another wood chip pile right there. And then the people got their preference, which was if you're gonna do it, don't call it a street racing zone because that makes us look bad. So I don't know that the people are totally happy. At least for me, it would be better not to have to get any tickets in the mail from going too fast. So what I do is I just go around that area. I don't typically drive through it, but you guys got lucky today because I wanted to show you the school. So this is Lake Forest Park. We are out of Sheridan Heights, so I'll end the video, but thanks for joining me. There goes a policeman. He's like, don't speed into school zone. Ah! But yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Look for you on the next video.